Behold my stockpile of food and vegetables for the apocalypse. Except most of this isn't actually food. But, you look around at one of the stuff I have anyway. Starting off our wild adventure into the unknown is these things. I don't know what any of them are. This thing, I didn't buy these. Actually, these four came as part of a plant tower thing that I got. Not me, but we got at her grandma's funeral a couple of years ago. Again, I don't know what these are, but here we have the victim. This plant claimed a victim, and he proudly displays it outside of his house like a true warrior. Actually, they're just plants that I hung there. I think it's basil. I don't remember. Hung them there to dry. But this thing, which I think used to be, I don't know what it is, but it grew tomatoes this year. So this other vine thing, which need to get repotted in the springtime, possibly outside where they can climb or hang off stuff. This thing, which was outside most of the year, I'm not a botanist, if that's the specialty I'm thinking of that studies plants, but this thing, it's got some clovers in there. Normally I pull out the clovers, but apparently they put nitrogen in soil, so it's good for them, I guess. But this thing was outside, as you can see, was out there before the cold times came. Last year I grew potatoes in this. I was gonna do potatoes in it again, but I didn't. Or it didn't work out so well, but now I have whatever that thing is. A weed, I guess. And here we have a mini Christmas tree, because doing a whole Christmas tree is just too much effort and I don't feel like it, so I got a mini one. There is a full-sized one in there, but it's not real, it's fake, it's a fraud. This plant's not a fraud, that's a real plant, but the Christmas tree is. Just to clarify that. This is a bush of some sort. Possibly also needs to get replanted. This thing needs to get replanted too. Potted, I should say. Originally, it was like one of those glow-in-the-dark things you buy at the store, glow-in-the-dark plant. Most of it's worn off now. So, this is an air plant. It doesn't go into soil. Not sure if it's still alive or not. I keep watering it anyway. I looked it up and apparently they're really slow growing and they bloom every 90 years. So unless I live to like 120, I don't think I'm going to live to see that bloom. I think these are also basil, these two things, which also should probably be put outside in the spring. A lot of herbs. Most of the garden this year was out here and over there. That stick putting out of the ground, I got a little Freyer statue that I carved. I put on top of that. I'm gonna make another one this year, but probably should have cleared the brush out before the snow came, but the snow came early this year, so that's the excuse I'm going with. But yeah, trying to grow strawberries in here. They started growing but didn't last. Happens. I grew some this is a weed, technically, it's grass, but yeah, I got one of those. I'm just growing a weed. This thing is, I actually got this from work when I worked at FedEx. They were giving out these plants. They were really tiny. They were like this big, like 2 inches tall. And I wasn't going to take them, but this one had fallen over and I felt a little bad, so I took it. So, need to deadhead some of those, I think, but I'll get to it. I got up late this morning, so I haven't had the time to do much. I don't know what this thing is either. Again, I didn't buy most of these. Most of these were bought by a certain individual who shall remain unnamed, who had a habit of continually buying plants, and I'm the only one who takes care of them most of the time, so This one was another one that you get at the store and it was like glow in the dark, but then the paint just wore off, so now it's just a succulent of some sort. These ones were never doing so well as soon as they got them at the store. This one was basically already dead when we got it. That's I don't know what this is either. Again, not knowledgeable on plants, but yeah. This one's an oak tree. It is still alive. It's just because it's winter time, so it's dropping a lot of its leaves. There, as you can see. Again, don't know what that is, but yeah, I grew this from an acorn. It's not doing as well as the other one. I'll get to that in a minute. This one here, it's actually an outdoor plant. I hang it. It hangs on the that thing over there. But I brought it in for this winter because obviously, so it's just here in the rocking chair. There was nothing growing in this originally, but then these little weeds started growing in, so I brought it in for the winter. So I'm growing some weeds in there, you know, things that are actually native to the area, I guess weeds are. Maybe, I don't know. This is apparently a, fucking, what was the, I can't remember. A sweet potato, that's what it is, apparently. Funnily enough, I found this pot was in the basement, and I found this plant growing in the pot in the basement. I was like, okay, well, I'll bring it up here. And, yeah, I don't know why it was growing in the basement or who planted it, but it's doing well now. There we go, just get over here. Well, that's a rosemary. I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say that's what it is. I don't remember what that used to be. This thing is not a part of that plant, it's part of this. It actually bloomed this year. It had these pink flowers. I had a picture of that. This is another anomaly. I don't remember what it is. One of these aloe plants here supposedly eases the burns, I guess. I don't get burned very often, so I wouldn't know. This thing, it just looks cool. I don't know what it is. I ran out of room to put these things around places, so otherwise I put it somewhere higher up that's more visible. But this one looks kind of like the ones over there, so maybe it's another basil. I don't know. I'm not sure what this thing is either. Got these little star pattern things. That's kind of neat. This is a cactus. I actually bought this one. It's kind of brutal. Trying to repot this is a pain because even when you wear gloves, these thorns can stick through the gloves. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is these really tiny little thorns you can't see. Try to get in close without actually touching it. Those things are a pain to get out. But I like this. It's a cactus. I like cactuses. I'm basically a cactus of a person, so yeah, it's fitting. Edgelord for life. So this is my other oak tree, the one that's doing better. I grew this from an acorn. I think this leaf is about to fall off, but I grew this from an acorn I found in the woods, like the other one. I'm like 90% sure it's a swamp oak, but so I think next year I've got to figure out how to get it ready to be put outside, not planted in the ground just to be winterized. Maybe should have done that this year, but I decided to wait. So the thing with this one though, my main dilemma here is I have to find a place that I can put this where it's gonna last and not be, cut down one day because these things live for like 300 years. So, um, so I could put it like in the backyard, but again, 300 years, that'd be like planting something in 1725 and expecting it to still be around today. So I gotta find a place where people aren't gonna disturb it. And I don't want to like put it in a neighborhood because how many people are going to come through here in that time? Like, I don't want someone screwing it up. 300 years from now, this entire town might be like high rises for Chicago at that point. I don't know. Because again, it's kind of like expecting something from 1725 to still be there, which does happen, but I gotta figure it out. Needless to say, I'm not gonna live long enough to see this thing get to full size, I don't think. It's gonna outlive me by about 250 years, so yeah. So there, the grand tour of my uh not really a greenhouse, but we'll go with that because I can't think of any fancier words. So yeah.